Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney says trade talks between his country and the U.S. have resumed after his government canceled plans to introduce a tax targeting U.S. tech firms that was supposed to take effect today. Trump had called trade negotiations off on Friday over the tax, which he called a, quote, blatant attack. Canada's finance ministry says both countries are aiming to secure a deal by July 21st. This, as the president's 90-day pause on tariffs for most countries, is set to expire next week. For more, CBS News MoneyWatch correspondent Kelly O'Grady joins us here to give us the lowdown. So why is this rollback a big win for the U.S.?
Well, especially for tech companies. I mean, it saves them billions of dollars. So this digital services tax, which is what the president was attacking in that post on Friday, would have impacted companies like Google, Meta, Microsoft, sort of the big innovators in this country. They would have been hit with a 3% tax on their revenues coming from Canadian citizens. And the calculation, it would have gone back to 2022. It would have been a $2 billion hit. So these tech companies, they are very excited. I will also note that Kevin Hassett, the National Economic Council director, was on CNBC earlier today, and he said, look, we expect this to become a major point of negotiation with other countries as well. The EU, a number of European countries go after these tech companies in a similar manner. So I don't think the last that we have seen in terms of this digital services tax.
Well, speaking of Europe, a U.S. trade deal goes into effect today with the U.K. What does that mean for consumers?
And the U.K., by the way, is one of the countries that has a similar tax on there. So that'll be interesting to see how this plays out. But this deal, 3 points, a 10% tax on all goods coming from the U.K. So if you're a Beefeater's Gin fan, you're a whiskey fan, you're going to see a tax there. The good news, though, is that if you are a big fan of U.K. auto companies, so think Land Rover, Aston Martin, Bentley, it's only going to be a 10% import tax versus a 25% tax on other foreign autos that other nations are seeing. And then finally, for businesses, it's going to open up access to selling into that UK market when it comes to farming products, agricultural products, selling meat into the UK. That's been something that has not been able to happen for a very long time. So I think more to come. Steel is still a big sticking issue on this trade deal, but some things going into play today.
All right, Kelly O'Grady, thank you so much.